Hello students, this is Poonam teacher back with a new video of Science 2. In this video we shall learn about animal husbandry. So there are two main methods involved in this animal husbandry, that is artificial insemination and embryo transfer. And these are used to improve the quantity and the quality of animal products like milk, meat, wool, leather and so on. So, what is artificial insemination? In artificial insemination, the semen will be collected from the healthy male animal, and it will be injected artificially into the vagina of the female animal, and this is how we can get a good progeny, a good quality progeny, and that also into more quantity by this artificial insemination. Then what is embryo transfer? This embryo transfer involves the recovery of embryos, usually from a female donor. That means a healthy donor female animal will be there, and it will be transferred to the recipient female. And this embryo transfer is used to disseminate desirable genes from superior female animals from various species like horses, cattle, sheep, goats and pigs. So this is how we can have improved quality of animals, and that too into more quantity, so that we can have animal products into high quantity and of higher quality also. So these are all the things which will be done into animal husbandry, and the animals of more strength will be used for the hard work like carrying the loads or into the plowing of the field and so on. Then human health uh, in diagnosis and treatment of the diseases are the two important aspects of the human health management. Diagnosis, that means when we'll come to know about the particular disease present into us by a particular medical checkup, that will be known as diagnosis. And then to treat it, to fight against that disease, to give various kinds of medical treatment or the medicines or the therapies against that disease will be known as the treatment of that disease. So these are the two important aspects of the human health management. Then biotechnology has played a very important role in curing of various kinds of diseases or into the treatment of various kinds of diseases. See, diagnosis of diabetes and the heart attacks has become possible even before the onset of the symptoms with the help of biotechnology. And the diagnosis of the diseases like AIDS and the dengue can be done within less time. That means within few minutes we can diagnose the diseases like AIDS and the dengue, and this is how we can start the treatment at the earliest without any much delay, so that we can save the life of that sufferer. Various medicines are also used for the treatment of diseases. The hormone insulin, as it is secreted from the pancreas, that is also used in the treatment of diabetes. And earlier this insulin was collected from the pancreas of the horses, but nowadays due to the biotechnology, this insulin is artificially produced into the lab with the help of the bacteria, and then this insulin gene is inserted into the genome of the bacteria, and various vaccines and the antibiotics have also been produced into the same way with the help of the bacteria. So let's see vaccines and vaccination now. We all know that vaccination is injecting the dead germs of the same disease, so that the body will get the first hand knowledge how to fight against that disease. But there were the chances that if we are injecting completely dead germs or partially dead germs into our own body, there will be the risk that we will get attacked with the same kind of the diseases or the same kind of the germs, and we will suffer with various kinds of diseases. So in order to make this vaccination more safe or safer, we have the biotechnology. With the help of the biotechnology, the vaccines are artificially produced by the scientists, and for this the scientists produce the antigen into the laboratory. Now this antigen contains a material which gives either permanent or temporary immunity against the specific kind of a disease. So this antigen is artificially produced into the lab with the help of the gene which is isolated from the pathogen itself, and this is how the safer vaccines have been produced. And then these vaccines are injected into our body, so that we can fight against those kinds of the diseases. So now proteins which acts as the antigen are injected in the pure form instead of injecting the killed or the semi-killed pathogens. So this is the safer way of vaccine, and this proteins keeps the persons away from the disease for a longer period of the time, because the immune system will become active, and we can get rid of various kinds of diseases like polio and hepatitis. Also, this vaccines are thermostable, that means it can withstand temperature, and that is why, or the temperature of this kind of vaccines, this will remain constant, and it will remain active for a longer period of time, and this is how we can protect ourselves from various kinds of diseases. Now we will study of about edible vaccines. Edible vaccines, that means the things what we can eat, and this is how we can protect, we can develop an immunity against that kind of a disease. So the work is in progress of the production of edible vaccines. So what happens into this, that the researches are going on potatoes, that the potatoes are being produced with the help of the biotechnology, and this potatoes are the transgenic potatoes, because a particular pathogen will be introduced into the genome of the potatoes itself, and these potatoes will act against the bacteria like Vibrio cholerae and E. coli, which causes diarrhea. So consumption of this raw potatoes will generate the immunity against the cholera and the diarrhea, and so we have to eat the raw potatoes itself, because if we are cooking it and then we are eating it, whatever the antigens will be present into that potato, that will be killed. Okay, that will become inactive, and we will not get any benefit of that transgenic potatoes. That is why these potatoes are to be eaten raw. So here step by step steps are given about the transgenic potatoes. That first, the gene is isolated from the human pathogen, then it is transferred to the plants. Here it will be acting as a plant virus, where the virus will infect the pieces of the potato leaf, and the entire plant will be developed from this leaf pieces, which contains the genes of human pathogen. So consumption of this raw potatoes will help to develop an immunity against that pathogen. So this is how the transgenic potatoes are going to be developed, and rest of the things we shall learn into next video.